Not everyone in life gets what they deserve.
I think women drivers, their driving tests should be a lot harder.
But thankfully,
It'd be safer for everyone. The accident rate to go like right down.
yes, this one does. Red-Handed, Sunday at 7 on ITV.
Fanny Cradock put celebrity into cooking. She shaped the taste of a nation and banished the post-war ration book blues. Behind the scenes, she gave up her children, and in 1977 she married her fourth husband. His name was Johnny. A new series of profiles starts with the Real Fanny Cradock, Saturday at 9 on 4.
Next, the ITN News Headlines with Dermot Murnaghan. Stay with us.
The man who lives here is lucky that he's got a watchful neighbour, because one day returning his secateurs, she sensed that something was wrong. Horrified by what she saw, a threadbare tan sofa, she took the man straight to courts.
And stayed with him while he chose a great value settee with up to 5 years interest-free credit, free for a year.
Next week, a couple visually assaulted by orange curtains and a floral carpet. Courts, take it easy.
Welcome to the Netto Money for Value Cook of the Year. Both our cooks are working to the same, not very many pennies budget. So, it is all fair in who can be making the best dishes with Netto's very much delicious foods. Let's see how we did. Oh, very good. Oh dear. Netto is Scandinavian for value.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. The National Television Awards 1998.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so very much.
The award show with a special difference.
Thank you very much.
You choose the winners.
This show is all about viewer's choice.
Join the biggest stars in the business for the National Television Awards 1998, coming soon on ITV.
Robson Green and Stephen Tompkinson are brothers with a special bond.
Keep your gob shut and look professional.
A new ITV drama has them in business together.
Dodgy Geordie builders. Just frown a lot and say bye, that'll go.
When business and pleasure get kinda mixed up,
I'm going to have you.
brotherly love gets a little strained.
You and me are finished.
If they weren't brothers, would they be friends?
Sorry, Shudder.
Grafters, a new series, Tuesdays, soon on ITV.
You're watching Carlton, part of the ITV network. Now, time for the news headlines from ITN.
Good afternoon. The Prime Minister, Tony Blair, has been amongst the first to congratulate this year's Nobel Peace Prize winners, John Hume and David Trimble. They've been recognised for their role in the Northern Ireland peace process. Mr Blair said he hoped the prize would be the spur to help Ulster overcome its remaining hurdles.
The Nobel Committee was expected to reward some of Northern Ireland's peacemakers. The question was who, and the verdict was that the leaders of the two main political parties here were the most deserving.
John Hume or David Trimble.
The committee praised both men individually and said it hoped they would inspire others around the world. John Hume was in his home city of Derry when the news came through.
Well, as you would expect, I'm very deeply honoured to have received this award today, but I see it not as an award to myself, but as a very powerful international approval of the peace process in Northern Ireland.
The Ulster Unionist leader and First Minister David Trimble is in the United States. The Nobel Committee said he had shown great political courage.
They've obviously taken enormous risks, both of them, for peace, but they are symbols of both sides of the community and all sides of the community in Northern Ireland. And it is really the whole of the people of Northern Ireland that have been engaged in this.
This is a boost for the Northern Ireland peace process in general and for David Trimble in particular, for he is under real pressure from rebels inside his own party, and they would perhaps seem rather churlish to try to continue to undermine a winner of the Nobel Peace Prize. John Irvine, ITN, Belfast.
The Bank of England is under renewed pressure to follow America's lead and announce a further cut in interest rates. Shares in the city soared this morning after the surprise move by the US Federal Reserve. There are now calls for the Bank of England not to wait until next month before deciding on another rate cut. Wetter winters and drier summers will be the norm in Britain in the next century, according to government weather experts. They say that greenhouse gases will cause temperatures to rise by 3 degrees, increasing the likelihood of droughts and flooding across the country.
The floodwaters that washed over the Midlands earlier this year devastated whole towns and communities. The clean-up bill ran into millions. But far from being a once-in-a-lifetime experience, these climatic catastrophes could, by the year 3000, be happening every decade. Scientists predict that in just 100 years, global warming will lead to weather extremes of almost biblical proportions.
We expect there to be an increase in temperature of 3 degrees Celsius worldwide, which may not sound much, but when I say that in the last ice age, the temperature only fell 5 degrees, one can see that there will be enormous impact.
New sea defences and flood barriers will have to be built or expanded as the country and the world comes to terms with the bill for the squandering and destruction of the atmosphere of previous generations. Tim Wilcox, ITN.
The new-look Royal Yacht Britannia is preparing to embark on her role as a tourist attraction. ITN's cameras were allowed a sneak preview of the yacht at its new home in Leith. For £6.50 a ticket, you can buy an insight into how the royal family lived when they travelled by sea. Nearly everywhere is open to visitors, but you can only see into the royal cabins through a glass screen. And we'll have a full guided tour of Britannia in the early evening news. Plus, we'll be reporting live from Northern Ireland on reaction to the Nobel Peace Prize awards. We'll be hearing the latest from our correspondent there, John Irvine. Join me for that and all the day's main developments at 5:40. For now, goodbye.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm Anna Maria Ash. This is London Today. Police have launched a manhunt after a prisoner escaped from Horsefree Road Magistrates Court in central London this morning. James Hazel, who's 19, was appearing on a robbery charge, but he vaulted from the dock, then dodged security staff before running from the third-floor courtroom. Securicor security staff gave a chase but failed to catch him. A 23-year-old man also tried to escape but was recaptured. Families of people who've died in police custody in London have been demonstrating outside a conference aimed at preventing similar tragedies. They're angry because they were initially excluded from the discussions. One of the relatives was only allowed in following protests, and she heard Home Office Minister Alan Michael admit to the Westminster Conference that the number of deaths in custody is on the increase.
The message isn't new, but never before have these protesters had the chance of reaching their target audience in such numbers. The Police Complaints Authority is hosting a conference on deaths in custody. Top officers and politicians here at Church House to talk about a growing problem as new figures for April 97 to March 98 show.
Some 68 people died in police custody or otherwise in the hands of the police during that 12-month period. That represents an increase compared with the previous year, which was itself higher than the average over the previous 7 years. We must do all we can to reverse that trend.
Brenda Weinberg's brother, Brian Douglas, died in police custody. Today, she was the only relative allowed to speak to the conference, and only after inviting herself to do so.
The persistent failure of the CPS, aided by the PCA, or the police force itself to bring any charges or suspension or even dismissal following a death in custody appears to confirm that truth and justice are entirely separate when a black person is killed.
Myrna Simpson wasn't invited to come inside. Her daughter Joy Gardner died after police detained her for deportation, gagging her with 13 feet of tape.
These people will not let her into the conference. This is a disgrace.
And we're going to carry on until she goes in. Let her in!
Eventually, the organisers relented. Mrs Simpson allowed in to hear the debate. In Westminster, this is Richard Gaisford for London Today.
Police have revealed that a woman was kidnapped from an East London street by a gang and subjected to an 18-hour sex attack. The 29-year-old was bundled into the back of a car by 3 men in Leabridge Road, Leighton. The woman managed to escape when the vehicle slowed down. The car is believed to be a battered mustard-coloured Ford Sierra. Finally, the pink house that's got them seeing red in Twickenham. Pauline Leach has painted the outside of her semi a shocking pink, but that colour clashes with the local council, so much so that it's taking Pauline to court.
Pauline just loves pink. Her caravan's pink, her top's pink, and her house is pink. Not pale pink, but a robust, not really Twickenham kind of pink. The local council is none too pleased. Pauline is mystified.
I can understand that not everybody would like the colour pink, but basically it is a free world. It's only a bit of fun. We're not the only house in the borough that is of colour.
Indeed, 6 doors away there's a salmon pink house, and all along the road a rainbow of coloured front doors. But Pauline is the one getting the stick.
Well, I think it's pretty ghastly. I think they could I could have done a better colour than that myself.
People on the opposite side of the road that I've spoken to think it's a bit bright. So
you better do a runner, because...
No, they're very nice people, actually.
And she's right. Mrs. Leach does have her fans.
What do you think of it, then?
Well, it's something unusual, and if people like it, they can live it. Nothing to do with anybody else.
Richmond Council are seeing red over Mrs. Leach's house. They say it's not in keeping with other properties along this road, and they've tried negotiating, so far unsuccessfully. They've now ordered her to paint it white, and it's all got rather messy. These are black times for Pauline Leach.
So is it all making you feel rather blue? It has been. It has been for some time, but I'm hoping to stay in the pink at the end of it all.
That's the spirit. In Twickenham, this is Gilly Parton for London Today.
And that's all for now, but do join me and Angus for London Weekend tonight, when we'll have an exclusive interview with the music man of the moment.
Living your life after death.
Puff Daddy won 2 awards at the Mobos, and he'll be talking about his future plans. That's all at 6 o'clock, London Weekend tonight. In the meantime, have a good afternoon. Bye-bye.
Carlton weather, sponsored by Sea France, Dover-Calais ferries.
Hello again. Just a little patchy rain around this afternoon, but heavier rain to come through this evening and for the first part of the night, so wet and windy weather through the evening. As I say, for the first part of the night too, but really after midnight the rain starts to move away very quickly down away to the south and east, the winds swinging round to the southwest. Lowest temperatures tonight probably around 8 or 9, so a mild night. And tomorrow a much brighter day, some sunshine, only 1 or 2 showers, but a blustery west wind, so it's a very changeable scene. Here's tomorrow's summary.
For a more detailed 5-day outlook, call Weather Update, sponsored by Sea France.
Oh, hello there. Welcome to Sooty's secret hideout at CITV. Hey, Stephen and Danielle don't even know we're here. And this is a great place to watch Wizadora.
Oh, hello, you lot. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a bit tired. I've been studying lots of spells. Still, I'm going to take a break.